Hi, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new, I started this channel several years ago and had been uploading videos on a fairly regular basis and began to struggle um, doing so. And I'm trying to remember, and this is for any of my viewers, ones that are returning and any new ones. I'm trying to remember when the last video was that I filmed, and I think it was sometime late last year. And I was struggling with audio, and so I don't even know where my clip-on microphones are. So I'm just using um, earbuds right now, and um, I just sort of lost my motivation to make the videos. I was finding them difficult to sit and make. I would have ideas and get excited about wanting to make a video, to sit and do it and spend the time doing that. But I just continued to find an excuse as to talk my way out of actually just sitting and doing it. I haven't really been short on ideas um, to discuss in my videos. Um, the name of this channel is Survive Your Life, and that is what I have said to myself since I was a teenager, is I'm just trying to survive my life. And a lot of people have agreed with me on that particular statement is a good one. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I am day to day trying to survive my life, and I'm not the only one. So I'm not sitting here um, throwing myself a pity party, thinking that I'm the only one that is suffering, suffering in silence, which is what I do most of the time. Um, but I definitely am trying to um, push through every single day, um, and trying to go back to when it was that I filmed my last video. I actually had two videos that I filmed multiple videos to create one. So I had a number of clips for two separate videos, and I never uploaded those. And those were back in October. So I would say probably September or October of last year was the last video that I posted to YouTube. And one of the videos was that if you've been watching my channel for a while, when I was living up in Tennessee, I had a problem with the breast implants that I had, and discovered that they both had ruptured. And so I had them both removed when I was in Tennessee prior to coming back to Florida. And so it had been at least a year or so since I had had them removed, had an explant done, and then I made a decision to have a third set of implants inserted. And so here they are. They are much smaller than my previous two sets. I think they're like 210. I think I have two different sizes. I have like a 210 and a 215, just because most women's breasts are not equal in size. So one might be a little bit smaller naturally than the other. And so the physician compensated for that so that I would have, you know, an equal appearance on both sides. So one is smaller than the other, but much smaller than my previous two sets. I am happy with that. So that's news. That that took place October 24th of last year, 2025. And 3 days after that, I had agreed to try a fractional CO2 laser on my face. That hurt so much, and I had video clips and footage of not of it being done, but of the recovery process and how long it took. It took about 5 days for me to recuperate from that and then go back to work. So I strategically booked that appointment 3 days after I had implants done. So because I had taken about 7 to 10 days off from work to do both of these. So by the time I was ready to go back to work, these were not fully healed, but excuse me, my face was much better, and I could face people because the CO2 fractional laser basically burns your face. It's not super severe, but for me it was very painful because we did not use anything topical on it. Would I try it again? Maybe, but I would definitely have to have something to numb my face. It hurt. It was insane pain. And then on top of trying to heal from this, I don't recommend having multiple things done at one time, but I was just looking to have something done to my face without having any injectables, because I really am through with injecting my face with anything. And because it hurts, it's expensive, it doesn't last. It really never lasts long with me anyway. My body metabolizes fillers and injectables very quickly. So I have been injectable free now since 2024, so it's been 2 years. So I have nothing in my face, and I can see, I personally can see my age, and I just turned 55 last month. And I did film a makeup tutorial, not a tutorial, but me putting my makeup on. I did that yesterday, so I'm going to put that up after this video. But yeah, I'm struggling with aging, and it does mess with your thoughts about yourself, because I know where my problem area is. It's mostly around my mouth. It's just like right in here. It just makes me look kind of angry, even though I'm not angry. I might be sad, but I'm not angry. But anyway, so I have a bowl of watermelon here, so I kind of want to, and I've been growing my own sprouts, my own organic sprouts, and I love watermelon with sprouts, so I'm going to eat this while I'm talking to you. So anyway, so October, I had this done. Honestly, I don't know that I would have the laser done again. I might want to have a different one done where you're knocked out for it, because I really don't think that it did anything for me. I didn't notice any visible like tightness to the skin. I feel like I spent money and put myself through something that was not necessary at the time. So you know, if you go through my videos, you'll find that I have some videos on facial yoga and facial exercises, and I just do the heck out of those every single day. I don't miss a day. I do them twice a day, and so maybe that's why I am where I am right now. Like, I'm not thrilled with some of the aging that's going on, but yeah, I can't help it. It is what it is. I'm 55 years old. You know, it's, you can only fight it so much, and I just refuse to look like I've had something done um, to my face, because it is addictive, and I think a lot of people just don't know when to stop. And you know, when are you going to run into a bad batch of an injectable, something that's expired or something that doesn't work well with your system? um, I want to know who I am and what I look like as I'm getting older. I mean, the whole point of life is it's a journey, and I want to be able to look in the mirror and recognize um, who I am and who I've become at this point. So, um, just on the heels of my having the laser done and um, the breast augmentation, uh, Thanksgiving comes along, and uh, without getting into too much detail, try to tell the story as quickly as possible. My mother, um, whom I am not close to, I don't know that I've really touched on that in my videos. I probably would like to, because I think there are a lot of other women uh, who struggle with their relationships to their parents. Um, for me, in particular, my mother. Uh, so she she took a nasty fall the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So this is 2025 we're talking about. And she was at her computer at home, and she didn't realize how long she had been on her computer. Who knows what she was doing. But she had been on it so long that it had gotten dark outside. Her bedroom was dark, and she didn't realize that the only thing illuminating the room was her computer screen. She said, "Well, I need to go to bed." So she turns the computer off, and what she didn't realize is that when she got up from her chair, the entire time she was sitting there, her foot was in a loop of um, wires that were, because her tower for her computer was like on a cabinet to her left where she was sitting on the floor there. And when she got up, her foot went in there and she went over. And I didn't know this, but she had been on the floor for 3.5 days before she could get to her phone to call 911. She had heard people outside, and anything that she could throw at the window, she was throwing things at the window and yelling. But I think she said she was sleeping at times. I think she probably was passed out, because she did fracture her upper arm here, this whole area, and then her shoulder blade on her left side. So not good. But you know, when because my old roommate, because I'm in my own place now, I'm across the hall from where I was before at John's place, so now I'm in my own space. That happened in February of this year. So he has been quite helpful where my mom is concerned. He's gone to um, accompany me to visit her, because I really don't want to be with my mother by myself. I don't feel comfortable being with her alone. So, she kind of filled me in on what happened, but when we went to her house, it was obvious that, I mean, she had been crawling around, and at some point was like scooting on the floor, and it was pretty bad. I mean, if you can think about no food, no water for 3.5 days, no bathroom either. Um, so, and her house is carpeted, so I probably don't need to get into any detail of how her carpet is looking at this point. still after all this time. But it's been honestly a vicious cycle of she went into the hospital, rehabilitation, home. It was like, I can't tell you how many times this has happened where she went into the hospital, rehabilitation, back home since last November. I mean, she's probably been in the hospital 10 or 12 times, rehab maybe 8, and she couldn't make it at home longer by herself longer than about 2 weeks, and the whole thing would start all over again. But now she's at home, and she does have like care people coming to see her. She had been denying that help, not wanting it. So they would call and try to set up an appointment. Is Carol there? No, she's not here. Click. And she'd just hang up on them. She's like, I don't need any help. I don't need anybody watching over me. I don't need help. I don't want somebody sitting here watching me all day long. That's my mom. Very independent. But she had been driving up to the point where this happened, and she shouldn't even be behind the wheel now. But I can't stop her from doing what she's doing. But I just remember I had seen her car, like the last time she came up to see me. Her car was in great condition, and we went down to her house to check on it while she was in like either the hospital or rehabilitation. I looked at the front end. There's like a punch in on one fender, and then another one, and then there's like she sideswiped something. It's like, and it's always someone else's fault. Of course, she didn't do that to her own car. Someone else did. She was hit by someone else. It's always at Trader Joe's too. That or Winn-Dixie. So anyway, the woman should not be on the road, but that's not for me to say. But I probably at some point would really like to talk about my relationship with my mother, because it would help for me to discuss it and openly, but it could also help someone else who is struggling with a difficult mother, because she's been, my relationship to her has not been healthy, and it just hasn't been a good one. It's interesting because my father's gone, my sister is gone, so it just leaves me behind to tend to her. If I had a choice, I wouldn't. My mother and I had an incident. In fact, the incident took place 31 years ago yesterday. So no, 2 days ago, the 21st of July, 31 years ago. And there were a lot of other things building up to this point, but one incident in particular obliterated my relationship with my mother. So it's very difficult for me at this point to show up and be there for her. If it wasn't for my friend John coming with me to go see her, and in the hospitals and the rehabilitation places, and now even in her home, I would not be able to do it on my own. She probably wouldn't see me again, to be quite honest with you. There was a point I was going to make here. Where was I going with this? I know it was. And my friend John lost his mother several years ago, and she was just down in Miami Beach, in that area, and in the home that he grew up in. is where she passed. And I feel, and I could be wrong about this, so if John's watching this, I could be wrong about this, but I also feel like his helping me might be helping him in a way, because I don't feel like, and he probably feels this way too, but maybe doesn't want to admit it, that, and this I think happens to a lot of us too, that we didn't do enough for our parents in the final stages or the final chapters of their lives, where we found some reason not to show up or not to go. We gave them an excuse not to do such and such. I'm busy, whatever it is. But I feel like maybe this is like a second chance for him to do for my mother what he didn't do for his own in her final time. So I'm grateful for that. I did try to handle her finances, and I did it for 1 month successfully, and then in month 2 I lost total control of her finances. I mean, the credit cards, it's like oh my God. I mean, I have 2 in my bank card. That's it. Like, I have 2 open lines of credit. That's it. That's all that I need. Any more than that, and I think you're going to get in trouble, especially today. That's just my own opinion. But I don't even know, because she filed bankruptcy years ago. And so I guess to build your credit back up and to make you spend money again, you get a lot of credit card offers as a consequence of that. And so she's got like credit card, department card, Walgreens card. She has a PayPal card and an Amazon card. I didn't even know PayPal and Amazon had. I think I knew Amazon had a card, but PayPal has a credit card. So yeah, she's been living off of those, and she's got Social Security. So just a nightmare. She's got Medicare. She's not on Medicaid. She's on Medicare, and she has like a supplement to help with that. So, because I guess Medicare doesn't always take care of everything that you need when you get older. But so it's just been like a cycle, and it's been exhausting and draining. And then every time she's been in the rehabilitation places, I get a call from them that I have to, what's the word? Appeal for her. So I have to appeal for her to the insurance company and ask them, give them reasons why she still needs to stay there and that she can't really go home and be on her own. So that to me I find very stressful, because I feel like a light is on me. It's like it's shining on me to perform and defend my mother so that she can stay in this place longer. And she admitted it. She said, I love having 3 meals a day. I love being waited on and having that tray come 3 times a day. I just love it. That's my mom for you. So, now she's back home and she's on her own, but she's always been a very independent person. So, I mean, she's going to be, 89, I think, in October. And I call her, she picks up the phone. She sounds like she did when she was in her 40s. I mean, just like very sharp. I mean, her brain is like working and the body isn't. I mean, she can still walk, but she's like shuffling, then has to like brace herself on something, or she'll touch a wall. That's very psychological, to even just have your fingers touch something, that it makes you feel like you're stabilized. But she has a walker and a cane, but my guess is she's not using either one of them as often as she should. I think she lies to me about that. She tells me that She takes her walker and her cane with her everywhere. Every time she goes and leaves the home, she takes her cane and her walker and puts it in the back seat of the car. I don't believe that. Because the cane is by the front door. She doesn't leave through the front door. She goes through the garage because that's where her car is. And then the walker is sitting right in the middle of her living room. So, no, she's not taking that with her. So I've been growing my own sprouts. It's so cool to be able to be growing your own food in your home. It's organic. So that would be a good video. It's for me. I keep looking over there because my sprouts are right over there. For me to do a video on how I'm growing some of my own food right now. So I'm very, very happy about that. That's a win. That's a win for me right now. And that's another thing too that goes back to mental health and where I am in my life right now. I feel like any little win that I have to celebrate it because it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel good that I've accomplished something, even something very small. Because I struggle to even leave my home, and a lot of that is depression, and I definitely am depressed. I do work with a therapist. I have been working with her for the last 5 years. It was very difficult when I was in Tennessee with Conrad. If some of you have been with me for a while, you knew I was in Tennessee for a while, that I was seeing someone living with this young man much younger than I am. And our relationship was pretty much over before we even made that move to Tennessee. And I think we thought it was going to be like a fresh start, and it was not. Everything was very, very difficult for me up there. And that's how I ended up back here in Florida. And that time up there was a little bit difficult because my therapist doesn't have a license to practice in Tennessee. So I had to go without her until I returned to Florida. So I made a lot of videos on my YouTube channel while I was up there, and you'll see that those are still on this channel, and you can find those if you want to. But that was very, very therapeutic for me to be making videos while I was up there. And I did a lot of journaling too. But most of this channel, because of the name of it, it's Survive Your Life. That is what I feel like I'm doing every single day. And I'm finding myself struggling for a number of different reasons. One is that I'm older. Number two, I'm alone. And it's creating depression. And if any of you know what it's like to be depressed, I think there are different forms of depression, and each person's depression can result in, it can manifest in other parts of your life in different ways. Like for me, I usually develop a really severe lack of motivation. I'm tired, I'm unmotivated, and I isolate myself. So I have an isolation problem as well. It doesn't affect my work at all. For me, work is probably one of the best things that I have going for me right now, because it holds me accountable, because I have to get up every morning at the same time. I get ready, I go to work, I do my job, and each day I have to do basically the same things. Like Monday, I do this, Tuesday, this happens, Wednesday, I'm off, Thursday, um, well, right now, I've been alternating Thursdays on and off, but once season hits again, I'll have to be there on Thursdays every Thursday because this happens on Thursday, and then Friday this happens, Saturday this happens, and then I'm off on Sundays. Sundays and Wednesdays I'm off. So I like knowing what I have to do each day. I don't like surprises at all. I've never liked surprises outside of work, in my personal life, and I don't like surprises at work. I like to know exactly what I'm doing every day. I'm a very um, structured person. Um, I don't mind monotony, um, and I suppose that somebody might see my job as monotonous at times, but for me, um, I certainly don't mind it. But I'm happy to have work right now because it really gives me a sense of purpose. Um, I get paid. I have purpose. People rely on me to show up, and I really, really enjoy and love what it is that I'm doing. So that's all. That part of my life is good. Um, am I lonely? Yes. Um, do I mind being alone? No. So there's a difference between being lonely or being alone and experiencing loneliness. Um, I feel like being alone is like a physical state. Yeah, I guess it'd be like a physical state. Like I am here, I am alone, I'm by myself. I'm okay. I'm cool with that. But loneliness, I think, is what happens when maybe being alone too much, when there's an excessive amount of being alone happens. And maybe I just don't know what to do, or I haven't gone outside enough. I mean, I have days off where I won't even go outside. Like, I won't even open my front door to go take the trash out or go get my mail. Um, it's like I can't do it. Um, or I don't get dressed. It's like I have these like lounge outfits that, you know, I could go get the mail, I could go take the trash out in it. It looks like an outfit, but it's also like what I wear. Like when I get home, I take my uniform off and I get into these clothes. I take a shower and I get into these lounge clothes. And so like on a day off, if I don't have to go anywhere, I don't get dressed. Like I'm not going to go in my closet and grab a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and put that on for the day. That's not me. And I've had that problem since I was not a kid, because when I was a kid, I got dressed every day, whether it was for school or on the weekends. Um, Probably because as a family, we were doing things and we would go out. And so, yeah, I got dressed. But as a teenager, I would stay in like my pajamas all day long. And when my dad was around, like when my parents reconciled when I was in high school, my father was noticing that my sister and I would not get dressed on the weekends. So you go to school Monday through Friday, so you got Saturday and Sunday. If we weren't going out as a family, I'm not going to get dressed. I'm comfortable in my pajamas. I didn't want to get dressed. My father always put on a pair of dress pants, a long sleeve collared button down shirt, and he was one of the ones, he was very preppy. He would do a v-neck pullover sweater. So if it was winter, that is how he would dress in the house, whether we went anywhere or not. I mean, that was just part of his day. That was part of how he was structured. I'm not like that, and I'm still not like that. I don't get dressed. Now, when I look at my mother, whether my mother goes out or not for the day, she puts on an outfit. but I don't. And I feel like that part of that is um, like a why bother? Why don't I feel good enough about myself to um, put some clothes on? I mean, I have clothes on. The lounge clothes are clothes, okay? But it's like, you've worn this outfit, I mean, like 5 days this week. you know, don't you want to put something else on? It's like, no, I don't, and I sit in front of the TV and I'm watching Netflix and lots of documentaries and things like that. And although they're somewhat educational, I'm blowing a lot of time away sitting on my couch watching TV. Uh, is there anything really wrong with that? Not really, but I feel like I could be doing other things. So my life is like it's going by every single day, and I'm sitting watching Netflix. Um, but that's what I'm comfortable doing. That's me being in my comfort zone. And I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Um, I don't want to be doing anything else. Like for me to do something else, it means I have to put in effort. And it's like I think I'm afraid of the failure of trying something that right now I can't have a failure because it's going to pull me down even farther than where I am right now. It's like I'm already like here, and then if I have a fail, I'm going to sink even more. So I'm afraid to go out and go do something where I could go to a store and something could go wrong, or I'm like so afraid to do certain things. Um, so I don't. If I have an appointment, I show up for an appointment, dentist, whatever, work, those things I show up for. If I have to run an errand, I'll go do those things. But then I come home immediately. Home is a safe place for me. That's why I'm decorating my home the way that I want to, because I spend a tremendous amount of time here. When I'm not at work, I'm here. So I'm trying to have it look and feel the way I want it to, so that I feel safe and physically and emotionally safe in my home. Um, but I haven't done any dating at all. It's been a long time, and I'm lonely. I miss being in a relationship with someone and having the companionship and having that person that you can rely on and depend on and talk to and go do things with. I struggle to do things by myself. I would probably be out doing more if I had a partner to do things with. Um, but it could also set me up um, for codependency. And I've already been there. I've had um, codependent relationships before. Many of my relationships have been codependent, and a lot of times I found myself just not able to go and do things on my own, where I always, not that I always have to be with the other person, but um, I might rely on them too much for certain things, and it's like I need to try to manage my own life on my own first, and then think about bringing somebody into my world. So that's one of many reasons why I have my therapist. Um, she is working with me to um, help me with that, but I'm trying to figure out, why has it been so? This is the longest period of time that I've been by myself, um, in between relationships. And so it's, I'm okay with it in some moments, and then other moments I'm not. I think about it and I beat myself up over it. And there are times where I look at myself and I just feel so unattractive, unwanted, and undesirable. And, the more I think that way, the more I'm probably going to appear that way. And, I'm not going to come across as like a confident person. So, um, I'm trying to take this time that I have by myself to work on me, work with my therapist and work on me. And, maybe at some point I will cross paths with somebody and, meet someone that, um, where we will be good for each other. Um, because I feel like it's strange. It's almost like a phenomenon. I feel like, um, I guess I do a lot of visual explanations of things, but it feels like two magnets where you've got the two, when you've got both sides that work and they stick together. But then if you turn the one around, and it's like, it's almost like, it's kind of like chi energy. It's almost like Reiki energy, where it's like they repel each other. It's like they're not going together, but you can feel something in between the two. But it's a repelling of one to the other. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm repelling people. Um, like I'm not bringing anyone in towards me. People are wanting to stay away from me. And, not a great feeling at all. Um, yeah, it's not a great feeling. So I'm not sure, you know, how to handle that. Um, I think it's back in February of this year. I went to Planet Fitness and I had a membership there to the gym. And I hit the gym hard for probably the first month, and then, um, I kind of got on a schedule where I would go maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Probably like 3 times a week, which I thought was a pretty good schedule. And then it started to decrease, and I found myself coming up with excuses as to why I shouldn't go. It's like, I'm too tired. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, the drive. Drive's not that far. It's like, if I can make every green light, it's like 7 minutes away. It's not far. It's not far. It's not within walking distance, but it's not far. And I found every excuse not to go. So it was like, here I am isolating myself. And so I gave up the gym. I gave up the membership. And, you know, after I had first gotten the membership, I thought, wow, this is money well spent. I thought this was really going to be a good thing for me. And, I also noticed a couple of people from work there, and that I'm like, oh, I'm here because I don't want to see people at work, from work here. They have every right to be there. And of course, I don't know why I thought that, you know, no one else that I work with would ever have a membership at Planet Fitness. Um, but I gave that up. And so, I do a little bit of working out here, but it's not like at the gym where you have the machines and so on. But I'm doing the best that I can. But there's definitely a huge isolation, um, going on right now with me. Um, I also bought an acoustic guitar. This is the third one I've had in the last 40 years. So, um, I found one that is more my size because the last two guitars I had were a little bit too big for me and for my hands. Um, and just the body of the guitar was a little bit too large for me. And so I'm having to reacquaint myself with the guitar and with music and music theory and so on. And John's been very helpful with that. He's downloaded a lot of very helpful information and videos for me to help me succeed with that. But as soon as I hit a moment of frustration, it's it's like it's all over for me, and I'm not patient with myself at all. So, I'm just struggling right now with a number of different things. If it's not my mom, it's you know, it's the guitar. It's you know, maybe I tried to do something and I failed at it, or I plan to sit and make a video and I don't do it. I have been extremely disappointed in myself for letting my YouTube channel just kind of fall by the wayside. I'm grateful for each one of you that is still subscribed. I did make it just over 500 subscribers last year sometime, and then as soon as I stopped, I lost like 30 some odd. So it dropped me back pretty far under 500. I think I'm at like 468, which I'm very happy about. I think I can get that back up there, but I need to be more, consistent with my video making and uploading. I need to have more of a schedule, and um, I'm just struggling. And I know that in some of my other videos, I've tried to explain. I've come up with excuses, and this is why, and all of that's been true. But to dig a little bit deeper and for me to be more forthcoming with you, and give you a little bit more insight to where I am in my life right now. That's it. It's, not having that partner in my life. And yes, I know that person may come along. They may not, too. There there are some people that go through life that just never meet somebody. And I feel like a lot of people look at me and think, oh, you're gonna, no problem. It, it, it's already been 2.5 years, and it's the longest period of time that I've been by myself. I've never been that girl or that woman that has ever had a safety net person or a rebound person. I've always stayed by myself for a while after a breakup, um, just to rediscover myself and reflect and gather myself together and then move on to someone else. But yeah, that's bothersome to me where I am right now, and then looking at myself and nitpicking myself just as a person, um, being very hypercritical of myself and of my appearance, um, and just watching myself aging. Um, that's it's really hard. It's very difficult. It's really difficult, and I'm doing it by myself. It's nice if you have met someone that you can journey and travel through life with, where you both are going to grow old together. And I feel like if you've been together for a while, you might not even see each other getting any older or aging if you're with somebody. But when you're by yourself, it's it can create an insecurity that is really difficult to manage. And I think that's where I am right now. I know that I'm not the only woman that feels this way. 50s are hard, man. I thought the 40s were hard, and it's only going to get more difficult. You know, I can talk about this a little bit too. I went on 2 different dating apps. One, it was Vegly, and the other one was Bumble. Vegly's for vegans, mostly vegetarians, and those who are trying to transition from a standard American diet to vegetarianism or veganism. And I am still following a primarily vegan diet. I have slipped up a couple times and had a piece of fish or something like that, but I immediately returned to where I was before. But I was trying to find somebody, like-minded, how we feel about animals and food and other interests, and trying to line up with someone. And it's proven to be very difficult. Now, Vegly was the first one that I went on. I had lots of texting back and forth conversations. I had a phone call with someone. I think I had 2 phone calls with this man. Never met him. And I kind of got cold feet and sent him a message that I wasn't really ready, and completely understood. And then I went off that app, and then I went back on, and then I went back off, and then I went back on. So I've been on Begley 3 times in like the last year. No dates on that. Just a lot of swiping up and left, right, and reading about different people. And then Bumble, lots of texting, more phone calls back and forth with a couple of men, probably several men. And then I did have a meetup with one. I met him in an open space, a public area, where there would be other people. And then I had a date with him for a dinner. Very nice. But there wasn't really any chemistry there, I guess, or something was missing. And I'm like, I don't know, this isn't really working. And so I stayed on the app, and then I would like stay off of it. Like, so I would like detox from it for like 2 weeks, and then I'd go back on and see if there was any fresh faces. And there always are. I mean, there are new people jumping on there every day. And I have my age range set from like 35 to like my age. And then I backed it down a little bit because I really don't see myself with somebody in my own age group. I think I will probably end up with someone younger than I am. I mean, my last boyfriend was 21, almost 22 years younger. And for the most part, most of the men in my life have been maybe a little bit younger. I have dated older than I am, and that's fine too. But I think probably just because of how I feel about myself chronologically in years, I feel young, and hopefully I still look young for my age. I'm a very physically active person too, so I should be able to hopefully keep up with somebody. But yeah, the dating apps are very frustrating because you'll start a conversation texting, and you'll have a good exchange back and forth, and then you'll ask them a question, and then they're gone, like for good, gone. Which means that they're like talking to other people on the app, and it's like I'm like a one person at a time thing. So maybe I just don't know how the apps work, but from what I can see, it's kind of like maybe text a little bit, quickly exchange phone numbers, have a conversation, meet in person, and get the hell off the app. That's that seems to be the thing. Uh, it's like a big game. Is what it feels like. It's like a big game. It's a big race to hurry up and find somebody. Um, so that's that. Trying to think of what else I could discuss. Oh, we're almost at an hour. It's like 55, 56 minutes already. I wanted to be a little more open with my viewers about me and about where I am in my life right now, and try to explain a little bit why I haven't uploaded a video, or even I've made some videos, I just haven't uploaded them. And it's the effort that goes into it, and not wanting to do it, and coming up with some excuses to not doing it. That's just something that's happening in my life, as I keep coming up with excuses to not do things, and it's just creating a lot of isolation, which I know is it's not good. It's not good for me. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things I could talk about too. I'm like fidgeting right now. I have a fidget ring. I'm stimming. That's what it's called, stimming. Anybody who's on the spectrum knows what stimming is. That's something else I could talk about too. Some things that we're uncovering in my therapy. Learning a lot about myself, a lot. It's all slow process too. I mean, I've been seeing this therapist now for almost 5.5 years, so we're uncovering quite a bit. So, and it's all helpful. So anyway, I think I'll probably going to shut this down because we're almost at an hour. But I am going to do a video on my hair. So I am still growing the gray out. So if you remember from my other videos, I am primarily gray in the front. So this is all natural gray. I do have fairy hair, tinsel in my hair. But this is about 3 years of growth right here, all this gray here. And maybe not right now, but I'll comb through all of my hair and show you. So I've got about this much natural growth of the real color of my hair right now, which is like a gray and mixed with like brown. And so all that's coming through. So I'm just letting it grow, because then all of this is all colored box dye, some demi-permanent. There's just a whole mishmash. But my hair is like, it needs a trim, but I'm not trimming it. But it's down. It's touching my waist at this point, and then when it's down the back, it touches where my belt line is at my waist. So it's gotten pretty long since I last made a video. But I'm just trying to relax and take each day as it comes. And I've still been doing yoga. I was doing candidly yoga, and I did not go to class yesterday, so shame on me. But that's another thing is meditation. I do take time to meditate, and I have some meditation. I don't know if it's necessarily chanting music, but it's like just something that can put me in that space that I need to be in to just relax and close my eyes, even if I can just do it for 2 or 3 minutes a day. If I can do it for longer, I will. But I don't know. I still have a lot of work to do on myself, and I'm trying to look at it like the reason why I'm by myself is because I'm not right for anyone right now. I need to work on myself, and when I get to a point where I've uncovered some more trauma, because that's what we're dealing with too now in my therapy sessions, just the traumatic events, just working through them, that I will arrive at a point where it's like I have found myself and as a whole recognized being. And hopefully at that point I will be in a better position to meet someone. I am off both of those apps. I deleted them. Profile's gone. The apps are gone because I really want to meet someone, the natural way, in person, the way we used to do things. I also spend a lot of time watching like Dateline in 2020 and just the dating app crimes and problems that people have. It's pretty frightening. So I really don't want to be kind of playing with that, having that be even like a potential problem. So I'd rather be by myself. And so I'm actually okay being by myself. I'm in my home and I'm having fun decorating it. And when I get it where I want it to be, maybe I'll do a little tour. But the theme is the 1970s, and I have a lot of vintage 70s items anyway that I grew up with and that I have acquired. So it's coming together slowly but surely. So the building is 100 years old this year. So it's a very, very cool space that I'm in, and to have my own unit now across the hall from John. So it's good. So he's like right there, right on the other side of the fireplace. In the kitchen, I have a fireplace. So, all right. Well, I'm going to close this off for now. Thank you so much for sitting through this. I know it was like a little over an hour, and I just want to try to be a little more open and real with my viewers, and talk about some things that maybe other people are going through, and to not hold back so much and be so reserved, because that's definitely part of my demeanor. I'm a very reserved and quiet introverted person, and if you're going to have a YouTube channel, it's putting myself out there on a video for anyone to see. So I just want to be as forthcoming as possible with you. So, all right, enough chit chat for now. I need to finish my bowl of watermelon and sprouts. I don't know why I like this combination. This tastes good. So thanks for hanging in there with me. Please stay tuned. I've said this before, so we'll see. Time is the great revealer, isn't it? if I can do what I say I'm going to do, and that is post more videos. I have so many ideas about things I would like to talk to you about. So I just need to sit like I am right now, just talk and upload it. Thank you for sitting through this hour and 5+ minute video. And I will be back with another one. I think the next one's going to be the makeup one. I did it yesterday in the bathroom. It's not the greatest video. Totally wasn't prepared to do it. It kind of just was a spur of the moment thing. So you'll see I was a little unprepared. But it'll give you a little something to watch. So survive your life. I'm doing it and you can do it too. All right, take care.